Now here is your video.
Welcome back, bros, to another video review. Today, I have the opportunity to take a look at the least voted figure for today's review. It's going to be Aerialbot Air Raid. So here we have Air Raid out of the packaging, and these are the contents inside of the box that you get. You get standard for all Transformers, the instruction manual, and he comes with 4 accessories. 2 of the back fins for the airplane, and also 2 guns. Now, guys, I'm just gonna be honest, guys. Out of all of the figures I reviewed so far, for the deluxes, this is actually my favorite, and I feel like it is the most fun. So let's go ahead and dive into this review and take a closer look at Air Raid. So, all right, bros, here we are zoomed in closer, as I already stated. Just taking a look at Air Raid. Now, keep in mind, I've already reviewed Slingshot. Now, this definitely does the same thing as Slingshot. It is simply painted, but definitely very accurately presented. And the reason why I say that, because it has minimalistic paint details on this figure. They pretty much use the molded plastic, which is great. It looks good. It represents the character, but they have a couple painted details. The face is painted very superior. It looks just like them. I have no complaints. It looks good. That's where a lot of your paint went on this figure in robot mode. And then you have the Autobot tampo on the chest. And then you have the 2 pieces painted right there at the crotch. And then 2 little red squares underneath his knees. I'm okay with that, guys, because we all know this character had a pretty much white body with a red chest, so it's satisfying. But like I said, it's simple but satisfying paint details, which makes the character who he is. So let's go ahead and continue the review and take a look at the articulation. So because this is a different molded airplane, of course, as we know, it's going to have different articulation than Slingshot. So let me go ahead and show it off. Basically, the arm bends right here, 90 degrees. No problem, looks good. Has an upper bicep swivel. The wrist doesn't have a swivel. It just hinges in and out, and that's due to transformation. The head is on a ball joint. It can look left and right. It can look up this high, down that low. So yes, he could look up a little higher than Slingshot, so I do like that. That turned out pretty good. It has a waist swivel, as we all know, because technically you can, well, it's not part of transformation for Superion, but anyway, just to have that on that figure is pretty good. So you got an upper thigh swivel right there. The knee does bend 90 degrees, as what Slingshot did. The foot does rock in and out. Unfortunately, the toe doesn't really, it does come forward, and it doesn't really come backwards. So pretty much we get the standard deluxe size articulation for this figure. So there's no complaints there, and it continues with what we've got with Slingshot. So let's go ahead and bring out some more figures so we can go ahead and do some comparisons. So, okay, bros, check it out. Here we have Autobot Slingshot, or Aerialbot Slingshot with Aerialbot Air Raid. As you know, they look good together. I have no complaints. They're both 2 different jets, but they will be reused for the other partners of Superion, as we all know. But just look at them, man. Just get excited, because we're finally getting decent Aerialbots, man, to replace the Combiner Wars, man. This is really good. I do like what they did with Minosaur in the previous line of figures. So they're doing that with the Aerialbots and the Bruticus now with Devastator. They got to give us Defensor and Computron next, bro, because that would just be epic to have all of these now in this new scale and looking good. So let's go ahead and bring out some more figures, guys, because I could talk all day about these Aerialbots, but I'm not going to do that to you for some more comparisons. The last comparison that I wanted to show you, I want to give you the general idea and the picture of how this figure scales with other deluxe figures that we already own and just received. So right off the bat, guys, the first 5 figures are all deluxe class figures. As you see, Air Raid, Slingshot, Solus Prime, Smokescreen, and Bumblebee are all at that $24 price range. So just showing you guys the variety that they have given us with this deluxe size. Of course, you know, with the tall deluxe figures like Hoist and Trailbreaker, they're not represented, but those are going to be your taller ones that come in this price range that could technically now be bumped up to a Voyager. As you see in the back, you have the Voyager Prime of Prime, and then you have the Voyager Grapple from the Earthrise series, and then you have the Commander class Optimus Prime Studio Series 86, just to show you how well he compares. And the scale works, guys, so they are keeping the scale from the previous line all the way from Earthrise all the way until this Age of the Primes line. So Hasbro is knocking it out the park with the scale and doing a terrific job, in my opinion. So, all right, bros, the transformation is simple but satisfying. As I stated, with Slingshot, it's the same with Air Raid. So let's go ahead and take off the accessories, which is his two guns. The fins you can leave on. Basically, just take the arms like this, guys, fold it in the hand, adjust those like that. The transformation on this is very, very simple. I feel like it's less than 17 steps. There's, you know, a hole right there. It pegs in on the side just like that. Do the same on this side, guys. Then what you're gonna do for the feet, just tab them together. And then what you're gonna do now is you're just gonna lift this up. I just lift it up because it's so much easier. And then you're gonna fold it back. It's gonna tab in and lock in, showing that you got a little bit of landing gear right here, which kind of sucks still because you really can't have them sitting too much off the ground. And then what you're gonna do, guys, let's come on, focus our attention up here. You can turn the head like this so that it's tucked away so you can't see it at the underbody of the plane. All right, pop out right here. You're gonna pop out because it's tabbed in on both sides of the wing, so tab, you're gonna pop it. Once I carefully, see that's why I don't like doing that. It's so tightly fit in there that it worries me over time that the pieces, and then as you see right there, they peg in, that it's going to break over time. So I'm kind of worried about transforming him over so many times. And then what we're going to do now, we're going to start to bring the fins down, start to give it that more jet type appearance. Like I said, guys, I'm not a fan of what jet it is. I'm a fan of the character, so don't get mad at me. I don't want to say it's a F whatever, it's an eagle, it's a raptor. I don't want to say anything like that because I'm not that knowledgeable of what type of planes there are. I just know that I love Superion. So, and then what you want to do is clip in these clips right here, guys. I'm not struggling. It's just my copy is super tight, guys. So I kind of hate that when you get figures super tight and it worries you about transformation. So now I'm starting to compress the pieces in without popping nothing off. Like I said, my copy is extra tight. I cannot stress that enough. Now you just clip them on in, straighten up the wings. Now you have Air Raid in his alt mode. And then if you have fingernails, you can, let me get the toothpick or the skewer because I can't pop that out. I don't have fingernails. Bear with me, guys. And then now you have his landing gear. And if you want, you can actually put on his weapons. So sorry that the transformation took so long. Like I said, guys, it's just that my copy's extra tight. I don't know if yours is gonna be that tight. And like I said, it worries me about that part where it clips on to his back. So now here we have Transformers Air Raid into his alt mode. So now that we have Air Raid transformed into his alt mode, this is what we get. And I must say, this is a beautiful jet. Just look at this. In the black, it's got the silver painted for the cockpit. Looks good. It's got the white painted on the outside bits of the wing. It's got the Autobot logo pointed on the wings. And then you look at the back fins. It's got the gray highlight right there. Looks good. Other side, you got Robot Kibble. And you got some landing gear. So yes, I'm really digging this. I feel like this, if you saw my previous video with Slingshot, you know how I feel about the height of the plane. I feel like this is appropriate more to Slingshot. But anyway, guys, yes, I can't wait to get the other Autobots, Firefly and Skydive and, you know, Superion, which is also form with Silverbolt. So yes, I'm looking forward to getting those in. Let's go ahead and do some comparisons in his alt mode. So right off the bat, I want to revisit what I had stated in the slingshot video. The reason why I like Air Raid more is because of the landing gear. The landing gear on Air Raid, and I guess the way his transformation is, because his feet folds out, makes him sit more like an airplane jet would with his landing gear. But when it comes to slingshot, because his feet folds in his shins or his knees, or whatever you want to call them, knee guards, whatever, it gives him that more flat appearance. And then the ultimately disrespect I feel like is, look at the back, guys. Where is the playability on slingshot? He got no thrusters where you can put blast effects on him to make it seem like he's taking off. You can't do that with slingshot. So that's my only gripe with slingshot and why I like Air Raid a little bit better. So let me go ahead and bring out some more figures for a more detailed comparison. So check this out, guys. I'm trying to paint the picture right here of what you get with the Power of the Primes line when it comes to scale. We have 2 deluxe size figures and 1 Voyager class figure. Of course, as we know, I feel like that tank armor style is not a bad size, but when it comes to these jets, I know these may not be the largest jets, but of course with jets, they are much bigger than vehicles. So the scaling is a little off, but I do like how the height of Air Raid matches the height sort of the Voyager class Prime of Prime. And I am still disappointed of Slingshot's landing gear. Other than that, they look good together. So let me go ahead and bring this out the way. And we're going to go ahead and bring in my next figure. We're going to bring in a deluxe card, guys. I want to show you how he scales. Now, that looks pretty good in my opinion. I like the way that deluxe figures match up well with each other. Of course, as you know, that car is way too big to be compared to a plane. But anyway, guys, you get what I'm trying to say. Hasbro is giving us the same quality and scale as what they have in the past and previous lines. So in conclusion, bros, I feel like Aerialbot Air Raid is a terrific figure to add to your collection, especially if you are trying to complete Superion. You will definitely need the first Aerialbot in the line to create that mighty combiner. So yes, guys, I already told you, I love the way Air Raid's landing gear is. I love the way the plane sits up off the ground. As you can see, it is a ton of playability, whether it is in robot mode or also in vehicle mode. You can have your Aerialbot flying around to help aid the Autobots in the air from the flying Decepticons. So yes, guys, I'm really excited about this figure. I think it's a definite pick it up. I love Superion, guys. It just looks good, guys. Now, I will say one thing. On the box right here, it shows a picture of Air Raid having the Autobot symbol, but we don't get it right there. So I don't know if that was just to make us look good and feel good with the picture, but we don't actually get that on a toy. So I'm wondering why that has changed. Like when we got the Slingshot, he was supposed to have the Autobot symbol on his right shoulder, but we didn't get it. Anyway, guys, I ended up picking this figure up at my local Walmart store along with Solus Prime and also Slingshot. So if you're interested in picking up a copy of this figure, head on over to your local Walmart stores because it is becoming in stock. Yes, I do hear that other sites like BBTS and GameStop are starting to get these figures in, and they are starting to ship soon. I end up paying ultimately $24.99 plus taxes. So I was justified because this is a simply fun figure. With that being said, as always, guys, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. By doing these 4 actions, it shows my channel a tremendous amount of support, and not only that, positive feedback as a YouTube content creator. Thank you once again for spending your time watching my video. Until next time, yeah, bro. I'll see you soon.